Yo, yo, yo, welcome back, people, to fucking jeez, welcome back to another stream, guys. How are we doing? Absolutely massive win yesterday for City, closing that gap to Arsenal temporarily before they obviously went and beat Leeds. But one of our biggest tests of the season yesterday, and we've come through it emphatically. An absolutely brilliant performance by the team, by Pep Guardiola. I'm buzzing to do these player ratings. It's going to be a madness. And yeah, you look at some of the fixtures that we've coming up now in the Premier League. We've got a couple of games now coming up in the league that we should really be winning. I know Southampton's a bit of a bogey team, but they got Leicester. So that should be 6 points, really. Obviously, never easy. Southampton, a bit of a bogey team. Leicester, as bad as they've been this season, have still got dangerous players before the big one against Arsenal. So, yeah, one of the biggest tests of the season yesterday, and we came through it with flying colours. Big up everyone in the chat. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well, man. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. We've just got past 100 likes. Let's get those likes past 150. Hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. If you want to help support the channel grow, you can become a YouTube channel member. The link is in the description and pinned comment, and you massively help support the channel. Want to give a shout out to some people in the chat. We've got a lot of Xtra Club members in today, actually. We've got Adam Norman, Dr. Footy, Dashmesh, Starley Christensen, Harry Day, Akash, Harley, Jen Joes, Charlotte, Douglas, Pet Merchant, Bartek, Akshit's there as well. Who else we got in here? Nick. Who else we got in here? Fatine, our Queen, John Matty, Gusick, G, Desi Huang, who also said with the member chat, press the like button, guys. So make sure you're getting the likes in. Bill Danro and everyone else in the chat. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. You should all be obviously feeling good after yesterday's performance. It was absolutely mint. Hugh is out for a meal on his lunch, and Jordan is obviously on his way back from Amsterdam. So tonight, on tonight's stream, hopefully all three of us can get together and really go over the game yesterday in a little bit more detail with some reflection, and obviously look ahead to next week's game and maybe do some transfer news as well. But I want to get started with the player ratings. I've been really looking forward to do this since the game ended, as obviously for obvious reasons. As always, we'll go through the stats of the players, and then we'll have a discussion about the player rating. So I want to start off with Ederson yesterday. Played 90 minutes in the game. Didn't make any saves, 36 touches of the ball, had an 81% pass accuracy of 32 passes, only misplacing 6. Long balls, 8, successful 4, so misplaced 4 long balls, only 2 misplaced short passes. Don't really think he could have done anything about the goal, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I think we'll come on to the goal when we speak about the defenders. Salah obviously buried it. It was a good finish from Salah. You have to give credit where credit's due. Couldn't really do anything there. And yeah, I mean, I don't really think he did anything particularly wrong. Always a little bit tricky though, innit? You know what I mean? Giving player ratings to goalkeepers, especially when they didn't really have to make any saves. The Xtra Club have given him a rating of 6.7. I think I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. I don't think he could have done anything about the goal, truth be told. But yeah, I think a 7. I think a 7's probably about fair. But you know what it's like with the goalkeepers. We don't really spend too much time with the goalkeepers because when you play for City, the goalkeepers really don't have to do much in terms of defending. So let's move it on. Let's move it on and focus our energy and time on where we want to focus it. And let's go into the defence. And what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put John Stones in the midfield section because he basically was a midfielder yesterday. So start off with Akanji. These are his stats from yesterday. He played 90 minutes in the game and made 1 blocked shot. He got dribbled past twice. He won 1 out of his 3 ground duels. Didn't win any of his 2 aerial duels. Had a 91% pass accuracy, misplacing 7 out of 82 passes. 2 long balls, 1 successful. Bit of a weird game from Akanji yesterday because I actually thought that his build-up play yesterday was actually pretty good. I was really quite impressed with Akanji's build-up play. I really liked. He was playing the ball into Rodri quite a few times, which allowed Rodri to turn on it, and John Stones as well. So I thought his build-up play was actually pretty good. Probably one of his best performances in terms of on the ball. However, I was concerned about his defending, and I don't want to obviously be too negative when you've won 4-1, but we have to be honest when we're doing player ratings. Otherwise, what's the point? There's no point in doing this to the stream if we're not going to be honest. I did think his defending was poor on a number of occasions. Could he have done better for the goal? Probably. I think he obviously, and again, we'll speak about the goal in a little bit more detail because I want to speak about that more when we come on to Ake. I think he kind of got roasted a little bit on the offside trap. And then he did really well, to be fair, to get back and catch up to Jota. I watched the goal again this morning. Could he have thrown his body at Salah and try and block the shot? Maybe, but I think that's a little bit harsh. It was just overall, I didn't think he particularly was very good. I remember if you remember when I think it was Rodri got booked or the tackle just after he got booked, in which he may have got a second yellow card. It was Gakpo on the ball, and he went in really, really weak. I thought, to be honest with you, he was a little bit sketchy defensively. I've got to be honest with you. On the ball, though, I think he was actually very, very good. I was very, very impressed on the ball. I thought he did really, really well on the ball. But yeah, defensively, not the best. A little bit sketchy, a bit vulnerable. Possibly our worst defender on the pitch yesterday for actual defending. But, he improved massively on the ball. I thought on the ball he was very, very good. Don't want to really be too harsh on him, because we did win 4-1 and trying to not be too harsh, but we've got to be real. Otherwise, there's no point in doing these streams if we could have come on and give everyone 8s and 9s. You've got to be real, right? I'm going to give him a 6 point. I was going to give him a 6.4, but I want to give him a 6.5 because I do think his passing was actually very, very good. And that really impressed me. But I can't give him higher than that because I did think his defending was pretty poor, to be honest with you. The Xtra Club have given him a 6.3. And you guys in the chat have ranging from a 6 up to a 7.5. I've not seen anything higher than a 7.5. And I've not seen any below a 6. So that's the sort of range he's in. But yeah, I think on the ball, I was actually really, really impressed. Probably one of his best performances on the ball. But obviously, you do have to be strong defensively. And I did think he was a little bit weak, unfortunately. So that's just why he gets to 6.5. I think if he would have done a little bit better defensively, I think I could have given him a bit higher. I'm not going to criticise him too much for the goal. And I'll come on to that when we speak about Nathan Ake. Fatin with a 4-month membership says KDB is back. Grealish and Mahrez on good form. And Alvarez is so good. And LB, JP and Hugh, thanks for the stream. Big up, Fatin. Thank you for the membership chat, bro. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's move on to Ruben Diaz then, guys. Let's move on to Ruben Diaz, who played the full 90 minutes in the game yesterday. 3 clearances, 1 interception. He got dribbled past twice. He didn't win any of his ground duels and didn't win any of his aerial duels. Lost possession 5 times, had a 96% pass accuracy, only misplacing 4 passes in the game. Long balls, 11, successful 7. So misplaced 4 long balls. And in fact, that means that all of his passes that he misplaced were all long balls. He didn't misplace a single short pass, which is nice. I actually thought with Ruben Diaz yesterday, I didn't actually think he had that much to do. And I think it was due to the way that Liverpool set up. I think Liverpool's setup was a bit strange. And it focused a lot in sort of the wings, but Liverpool were very poor. And I didn't really think that they had that much to do. If you remember the chances, there were very few chances that Liverpool actually had yesterday. And I actually think that it was Akanji and Ake who had the harder days yesterday in terms of having to defend. I think Diaz actually probably got away with it yesterday in terms of having a pretty quiet day. Of course, led the line well, defended well when he needed to, but I didn't actually think he had that much to do. So I'm not going to give him a mad high rating because I don't actually think he had that much to do. The Xtra Club have given him a 7.1. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. Again, I just don't think he actually had that much to do in terms of defending wise, and that's why I'm not going to be able to give him the really high scores. However, again, a bit like Akanji, I don't know about you guys, I thought our build-up play yesterday from the back was excellent. Some of the long balls that Ruben Diaz was pulling off were absolutely incredible. So I don't know whether it's something they've been working on, but maybe been working on it, like the build-up play, I don't know. But I thought Diaz's passing yesterday was absolutely exceptional, just like Akanji. So I'm going to give him a 7. Again, I'm trying to be like good with the scores. So then when you get a high score, it's actually valuable rather than just giving everyone high scores. So the Xtra Club give him a 7.1. I'm going to give him a 7. Maybe that's a little bit low. You guys are a bit higher than me. Some people at 7s, up to 8s, 8.2. I've seen 8.3. So maybe I'm a bit low on that one, but that's what I'm going to go for. But let's talk about Nathan Ake then yesterday, because I think this is a really good one. I want to speak about the goal on this. 90 minutes played in the game yesterday. 3 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 interception, 110 touches of the ball, 97 passes and misplaced just 3 of them. One of those misplaced passes was a long ball. He misplaced 1 out of his 2 long balls. Okay, so where should we start with Nathan Ake? Because there's some good points to his game and there were some negative points. First of all, going into the game, and I've said this pretty much consistently all season, there's only one game that I think Ake struggled with this season. That's when he played Liverpool against Salah. I didn't particularly think he had an easy game yesterday and a great game. Let's start with the negatives. The goal. We said this in a watch-along in the review. the whole defensive line was a mess. And I do think that's partially down to Ake. What's happened is basically Trent Alexander-Arnold's pushed up and he's further forward than Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is further up. He's pressing a bit higher, which means Trent Alexander-Arnold's in loads of space. And Ake, I'd watched the goal back. Ake doesn't know whether to go to Trent and press him or stay back and keep the line solid. And he's going like this. If you watch the goal back, he doesn't know. He's 1 minute he's going, next minute he's back. And eventually it kind of goes, but then it's too late. And that puts us in the mud because then what happens is, and you'll like that why. If you watch the goal, what happens is then Diaz is then chasing Jota because Jota's the main danger, which leaves Salah on the right-hand side. So if Ake wouldn't have pressed, he would have probably been with Salah and he may have been able to stop the goal. Not guaranteed, but may have been able to stop the goal. What I said to Hugh was yesterday, and I think this is probably the right approach. As a defender, if you're not sure whether to go in and close the man down who's going to receive the ball or stick in your line, if you're not sure, I think you should just stick in your line because you keep your line solid. And okay, if the guy does some mad stuff and you don't press him, people say, could you have got to him closer? But I just think when you're not sure, don't do it. So I think he could have done a little bit better there. On the positive sides, again, like Diaz, like Akanji, I thought some of his build-up play was absolutely exceptional. I think it was the goal that Kevin De Bruyne scored just at the start of the second half. It all came from Ake. Ake got the ball on the left-hand side and whipped the ball round Salah to Jack Grealish, who then give it to Alvarez, and Alvarez put in Mahrez, who then passed the ball into the box for Kevin De Bruyne. So that all came from a quick decision pass from Nathan Ake. His build-up play is improving massively. He's getting much better on the ball as well. So, yeah, nice performance. Think he could have done a little bit better on the goal. But, yeah, going forward, good. I'm probably going to give him... It's difficult because he did massive bits going forward again with the goal, but I've given Diaz a 7, and I do think Ake done it a little bit better on the goal. I'm probably going to give him another 7. I'm going to give him a 7 just because I think he could have done better on the goal, but he did really well on obviously for our second goal. So I'm going to give him a 7. Maybe they're a little bit weird. Maybe they're probably not right, but it is what it is. The Xtra Club have given him a 7.2. So the Xtra Club are saying Ake was better than Ruben Diaz, and you guys is giving him anything from... I'm seeing 7s, I'm seeing 8s. I'm not seeing anything else higher than an 8. But again, I'm not seeing anything really lower than a 7 in the chat. So anywhere between a 7 and an 8, I think is where we're at there. But yeah, really impressive going forward. I think the whole back line, whilst they kind of fell apart for the goal, on the ball, I thought they were excellent. And on the whole, they did really, really well in the game. So massive respect to them. Right, let's move into the midfield then, guys. I want to go into John Stones, who played 90 minutes in the game yesterday, had 80 touches of the ball, made 67 passes, misplacing only 3 of them. That's a 96% pass accuracy. Made 3 long balls, all of which were successful, and won 2 out of his 4 ground duels. Lost possession only 3 times and made 2 clearances as well. I mean, listen, I've said for some time that I think John Stones, when he's on good form, when he stays fit, I think he's possibly the best centre-back in the world. Certainly in the top 3 or 4, 100%. I think he's absolutely exceptional. Don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Well, I don't think anyone gets the credit they deserve when they play for Manchester City. You know, I don't think people respect our players and our team enough. So I do think he's one of the best centre-backs in the world. Of course, he's not even playing centre-back right now. He's playing right-sided centre-back, right-back, inverted midfielder. He's doing it all. So good on the ball. Obviously, it was a gamble from Pep Guardiola to play that role, but I thought he played really, really, really well. Really solid. No nonsense. Kept the ball, moved the ball along. And, yeah, just really, really, really tidy. Really, really tidy. So super impressed from John Stones. I think he's a top lad as well, you know what I mean? He comes across as a proper sound guy. And on the pitch, he's an absolute Rolls Royce of a player. He's a top-notch player, class player. And, yeah, just helped keep it ticking over. He just kept it ticking over in there, which was really, really good. Player rating then wise, I'm going to give him an 8.2. I'm going to give him an 8.2. Highest score of the day so far. I'm going to give him an 8.2. I thought it was really, really good. Really, really solid. The Xtra Club give him an 8.7. So very high. Very, very, very good rating that. I'm seeing in the chat ranges of 8s. I'm not seeing anything lower than an 8. I'm seeing a 9. I'm seeing a 9.5. Okay, so very, very, very good scores. Very, very good scores. Yeah, so anything between an 8 and 9, a couple of 9.5s. Really, really good performance from John Stones. Exceptional. Really, really good. top performance. And the main thing about him now, guys, is keeping him fit. We need to keep him fit, you know, because that is one of the issues I do say when he plays in that centre mid position. He's doing more running around. And for a guy who has a history of terrible muscle injuries, I don't think it's the best position for him in terms of keeping him fit. But hey, sometimes you just have to roll the dice, don't you? You just have to gamble. So yeah, top performance from John Stones. Keep it up, stay fit. Right, let's move into one that I think could be quite a controversial one, this one. I think we could get a range of scores. And it's a midfielder, Rodrigo, or Rodri as he's more commonly known. Played 83 minutes before Pep Guardiola subbed him off, which I've got to say, I think that was a good decision. 109 touches of the ball, 97 passes, misplaced only 5 passes. That's a 95% pass accuracy. 5 long balls, 4 successful. He had a shot on target, 2 shots blocked. He made 2 dribble attempts, both successful. 10 ground duels, 4 successful. Lost possession 8 times and also got dribbled past twice. Right, I think this is a really interesting one because I actually thought he had a good game. I did. I thought he had a really good game. Now, I know that in the first sort of 20 to 30 minutes, he got spun a few times, and on another day you could look back and say he could have been lucky not to have got a second yellow. And yeah, maybe he was lucky. I don't think he should have got the second yellow, to be honest with you. I'm trying to not be biased, but I don't think there was enough in it for a second yellow. And I think the referee did the right thing in saying no, it's more of like a warning thing. So I think he made the correct call there. But yeah, for me, I'm looking at Rodri. I think he played well. I do think he played well. I don't think it was his best game in the world, but I think he played well. And as well, I've got to say, how disciplined was he? After his yellow card and his subsequent tackle, how disciplined was he? He played what, like 50 minutes of football? 50 minutes of football without making any more dangerous tackles. He could have easily gone flying in there, but he used his brain. He stayed legit, you know what I mean? And he wasn't an idiot, and he stayed on the pitch. That was very, very disciplined of him. And I've got to say, I thought he played really, really well. I know there's a few people who didn't actually say he played well, but I did. I thought he played well. I've got to give him flowers where they're due. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7.7. I'm going to give him a 7.7. I think that's a fair rating. I could probably make an argument for an 8. I could, Dash in the chat there saying 8. I could probably make an argument. If someone said to me 8, nah, LB's an 8. I don't think I'd argue with you if you said 8. But for me, I probably would just give him a 7.7 just because he did get spun a few times early in the game. He's probably a bit too eager to make the challenges. But I'm going to give him a 7.7. I think that's a fair result. The Xtra Club, though, I'd give him a 7.1, which I just think, guys, I think that's low, man. I do. I think that's a little bit low. I'm seeing ranges in the chat of 7s to an 8. I'm not seeing anything higher than an 8, I don't think. But I've not seen anything lower than a 7. And most people are around the 7.5, 7.6 region. So I think I'm pretty much spot on. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You didn't think he particularly had a good game, but I did. I think he played well. But this is why football's great, because everyone has different opinions. Big up to Lee Gates in the chat with a £2 donation. Thanks a lot for the donation, Lee. He says great stream yesterday, Lewis and Hugh. Appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed it, Hugh, Lee, mate. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, it was a good stream yesterday. It was a good debut, wasn't it? Jesus, he come into a good one there. Imagine all the games we've had this season, we've had some really stinkers, haven't we? No, he picks that one, a 4-1 win against Liverpool. So he got a little bit lucky there with his debut. But yeah, thank you very much for the super chat there, Lee. Appreciate that, mate. Right, let's continue with our midfield then. Let's go to İlkay Gundogan then, guys. İlkay Gundogan played 90 minutes in the game yesterday and had one goal, of course. 66 touches, 57 passes. He misplaced 7 of those, so that's an 88% pass accuracy. He also made 1 key pass in the game as well, which was the pre-assist for the Alvarez equaliser. He got 2 long balls, 2 successful, 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target, 1 shot blocked, 2 dribble attempts, both successful. He won 3 out of his 4 ground duels, didn't win his only aerial duel, lost possession 9 times, and got dribbled past once. Now, first of all, I want to say, Pep Guardiola, massive gamble playing İlkay Gundogan in this game, because he could have gone for Bernardo Silva, which would have offered you a little bit more defensive protection, and he went for İlkay Gundogan because he wanted the goals and assists. I thought İlkay Gundogan yesterday was absolutely superb. One of his best games in a City shirt for a long time. Getting forward, creating chances. And this is why I always say, and people disagree with me sometimes on this, but it's facts. This is why I always say, If you want goals and you want assists, you play Ilkay Gundogan over Bernardo Silva because he gets more goals and he gets more assists. He's much better in the final third than Bernardo Silva. And Pep Guardiola clearly yesterday went out there to win the game. And that's what happened. And he got the rewards. And Ilkay Gundogan was simply stunning. He was absolutely stunning. His pass to Jack Grealish. You look at that pass to Jack Grealish for the assist for Alvarez. He makes it look easy. There's like a gap like this big that he's got to get the ball through. Because I can't remember who exactly it is. I think it's like Fabinho and then there's Trent. He's got to get the ball perfectly through that gap to Jack Grealish without getting the ball intercepted by either Fabinho, I think it's Fabinho, and Trent. Not only that, he needs to make sure the pass has a good enough power on it, but not too much, so that Jack Grealish can just run onto the ball and just pass the ball into the box for Alvarez. Because if it's too slow, Jack Grealish has to take a touch and he probably doesn't whip the ball in. And of course, if it's too hard, Jack Grealish might not get there, or Jack Grealish might find it a little bit more tricky to be able to get the ball across the box for Julian Alvarez. A really, really difficult pass made to look easy. Took his goal nice and well as well. I thought it was absolutely stunning. Top performance from Ilkay Gundogan. Player rating then. I'm going to give him a good score. I think I'm going to give him the highest score of the team so far. I do. I think he was better than John Stones. Got a goal, got a pre-assist, and overall, I think he was absolutely brilliant. And playing more difficult passes than John Stones. Does he deserve to get in the 9s? That's the question that I'm trying to ask myself here. Is it high 8s or is it the 9s? Okay, I made a decision. I'm going to give him... I've just changed my decision. You know what? No, you're not. You know what? No, I'm going to give him a 9. I'm going to give him a 9. I am. I was going to give him an 8.9. But I've changed my mind. I'm going to give him a 9. I think he deserves it. I do. I think he deserves it. I think he was absolutely influential. Got the goal. Got a great pre-assist. I thought he was excellent. Really good passing stats as well. You know what? I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a 9. I'm going to give him a 9. The Xtra Club have given him an 8.2. I've got to say, I think that's low. I do. I think that's really, really low. I think if you're giving him anything than an 8.5, I think that's low. I think 8.5 for me. I think 8.5 for me is the lowest. I think that's the lowest I can give him. But I'm going to give him a 9. 8.2 for me is a little bit low there, Xtra Club, guys. Fatin, yeah, I read out your member chat, bro, about KDB being back, Grealish and Mahrez on good form. Yeah, I read it out before, bro. Appreciate the membership for 4 months, bro. Big up. Big up to Ilkay Gundogan. I'm going to give him a 9. I think that's decent. I think he deserves that. Right, let's move it on to our other midfielder yesterday, Kevin De Bruyne. He's been in good form over the last couple of weeks. He played well for Belgium. Would he play well for City yesterday over Liverpool and keep up that good form? My God, did he do just that? Kevin De Bruyne, 90 minutes played in the game yesterday. Got 1 goal, 1 assist, 89 touches, 71 passes. Successful 62. That's an 87% pass accuracy, which people who come into these live streams on a regular basis will know that that's actually a really, really high rate pass accuracy for Kevin De Bruyne. Because of the type of passes that Kevin De Bruyne tries, they're very risky and not always successful. He usually has a passing accuracy anything from the 60s to 70s. So for him to get a pass accuracy of 87%, that's really high. He made 5 key passes in the game. 5 crosses, 1 successful, 5 long balls, 3 successful, 1 big chance created, 1 shot on target, 4 dribble attempts, 3 successful, 7 ground duels, 5 successful, 2 aerial duels, 1 successful, lost possession 16 times, made 1 clearance, 1 interception, and got dribbled past once. He's back. He's back, people. There was a little bit of a period, wasn't there? There was a period a couple of weeks ago, maybe between February and maybe first couple of weeks of March, or maybe first week of March before the international break, where something wasn't right. Something wasn't right with him, you know. And it's difficult. It was difficult to put your finger on exactly what it was. Was it energy? Could he not be asked? Was it just unlucky? Was we deeping it too hard? But something wasn't right. Something didn't appear to be right. And then a couple of weeks ago, put in a couple of good performances. Then he went to the international break. And then this game, I was like, is he going to play well again? Or is he going to maybe drop off again? But no, he was absolutely stunning yesterday. Top performance. The big question for me, and he's obviously got the goal and the assist. Ilkay Gundogan got a goal and a pre-assist. I give Ilkay Gundogan a 9. I do think that I'm going to have to give Kevin De Bruyne higher than Ilkay Gundogan. I don't think there was much in it. I think they were both exceptional. But I do think that Kevin De Bruyne just had some sort of crazy desire yesterday. It was almost like a man possessed. And you hear that a lot in football. He was like a man possessed, wasn't he, yesterday? But no, I think he did look like a man possessed yesterday. He was running around everywhere, giving absolutely everything for the badge. I thought it was a top performance. He gave everything. So I am going to give him a higher than an Ilkay Gundogan. And I give Ilkay Gundogan a 9. I'm going to give Kevin De Bruyne a 9.2. I'm going to give him a 9.2. Top performance. And that's the highest score of the stream so far. The Xtra Club give him a 9. So that's their highest score of the day so far as well. So far, Kevin De Bruyne is man of the match, but will he hold it by the end of the stream? I'm looking at you guys in the chat. I'm actually not seeing anything lower than a 9.2. I'm seeing 9.2s as the minimum. I'm not seeing anyone give him a 9 or a 9.1, and a few 9.5s. A couple of people give him a 10 as well. So really, really a high praise from you guys in the stream there. So absolutely mad scores. Big up to Kevin De Bruyne. Absolutely stunning performance yesterday. Okay, let me move in then to the wing positions before we go on to the striker. I want to start off with. Let's start off with Jack Grealish. Let's go to the left-hand side. We normally start on the right. Let's go to the left-hand side today. So Jack Grealish played 89 minutes in the game. 1 goal, 1 assist. Jackie GNA. 3 shots on target, 2 dribble attempts, both of which were successful. He had a 90% pass accuracy, 60 passes made, misplaced only 6 of them. 1 key pass, 1 long ball, which was successful. 1 big chance created. He won 6 out of his 8 ground duels and didn't win his only aerial duel. 7 times he lost possession and got fouled 4 times. Top performance from Jack Grealish. Really, really good performance. I've been saying during this period where everyone's been saying, "Oh, this is Jack Grealish has been mint." I've been sort of not reluctant, but I ain't been jumping on the bandwagon as much as everyone else because I still think there was more that he needed to be doing. As good as he's been, I still thought there was more that he needed to be doing. I think he needs to get in the box more. I think he needs to be getting more assists and more goals. And people would say the game's not just about stats. Correct. But he had a severe lack of stats. If he can start adding goals and assists to his game, and I'm not talking scoring every week. I'm not even talking scoring every other week. I'm talking maybe score 1 in 3, 1 in 4, which for a winger is actually pretty low. You look at Sterling, when he was in form, he was getting a goal every other game in his top form. A top performance yesterday from Jack Grealish. Really, he gave Trent Alexander-Arnold nightmares. I've been hearing people say, "Oh, Trent Alexander-Arnold's improved defensively this season." Kinnell. Based on what I saw yesterday, that's him being improved. I mean, what was he like? You know what I mean? Because he gave him a really, really tough time. Top performance from Jack Grealish. Pep Guardiola apparently told Jack Grealish that he was proud of him after the game. And I think myself and you guys in the chat that we're all proud of Jack Grealish. Because, guys, let's be real for a second. He's not had it easy. Now, people are like, what you on about, LB? He's getting paid 300 grand a week. He plays for one of the best clubs in the world. He's been managed by Pep Guardiola. What you on about? He's not had it easy. He's come from a team, Aston Villa, who he's played in the Championship for. He had a couple of seasons in the Premier League, playing for average managers. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but he went from that guy, I can't even remember what his name was, Dean or whatever his name was, the manager of Villa, to Pep Guardiola. He's coming to a team where his whole game has had to adapt and change. He could have probably done anything he wanted at Villa. He could have gone into the free roles. He could have, gone central. He was the man. He was the man at Villa. He ain't the man at City. No one's the man at City. Maybe Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland. When you're a winger, you've got to follow Pep's instructions. He completely changed his game. And yeah, he's found it difficult at times to adapt. All wingers do at Manchester City. Mahrez struggled at first. Bernardo struggled at first. A lot of players struggle in the first season under Pep. But he's been honest in interviews. He ain't come out and been like, oh, yeah, I'm playing all right. It's going to get better. No, he's been honest. When he's coming into interviews, he said, I need to sort of still adapt. I'm struggling to adapt, blah, blah, blah. He's been honest with himself. He's been honest with us as fans. And that's why I've always had the time for him as a person, as a player, because I think that when people are like that, when people are honest with themselves and with you, you've got to respect it. You've got to respect it. So he's now reaping the rewards. He's starting to understand the game. He's starting to understand what Pep wants. He's starting to naturally do things that Pep Guardiola wants from his wingers. And it's taken a little bit longer than maybe some people would have thought when we signed him for 100 million. But we are starting to slowly see those flowers grow from them early seeds planted over a year ago. So top performances, like I say, for me, I think that I still want to see him get more goals and assists. In fact, let me just bring up his goals and assists, guys, here. Let me bring it up so then we can see what I'm talking about. Stats. Here we go. Okay, so this season, he's played 37 games, 4 goals, 8 assists. So 12 goal involvements in 37 games, right? And if we do that by minutes, because I've got to be fair, because I always prefer to do it by minutes, because I think it gives a fairer representation of actually how the player's doing. He's getting a goal or an assist every 203 minutes, right? So just over every 2 games. I think that Jack Grealish should be targeting 10 goals, maybe 10 to 13 goals a season and 10 to 13 assists a season. So looking at his current run rate and looking at the games left, he might not be too far away from that and he might be able to hit it. I don't think that's a particularly difficult number for someone like Jack Grealish with his quality, with the team that he's playing in to hit. I know that Jack Grealish has never been a player that's really got high numbers. I don't think they're high numbers. When I talk high numbers, I talk Mahrez. I'd say to Mahrez, I think Mahrez should be getting 20 goals a season, minimum, because he's a better finisher and he's more comfortable in front of goal. So I'm not setting him unrealistic targets here. 10 to 13 goals a season and 10 to 13 assists for a winger who plays pretty much every game for this club, I think is a fair target. And I think if he starts hitting that, I think then we'll start to see the proper a real top player. But yesterday, really, really good performance. So I give Gundogan a 9. I give Kevin De Bruyne a 9.3. I think he was better than Gundogan. So I'm going to give him higher than a 9. But was he better than Kevin De Bruyne? Was he better than Kevin De Bruyne yesterday? Was he on par with Kevin De Bruyne? But then if I give him a 9.3, will people say LB is sitting on the fence? This is what you do, you see. You know what I mean? You force me to a decision. Okay. I'm going to give him a 9.4. I do think he was probably a little bit better than Kev. I don't think he was miles better than him, but I'm going to give him a 9.4. I am. I think he give Trent a really, really tricky time. Got a great assist. And the goal is something that I spoke about yesterday in the watch along. If you watch the goal back, he passes the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. And then what he does is he admires the pass. He's looking at the pass going, what a sick pass that was. I'm in. And then, boom, I'm going to get him in the box. And then all of a sudden, you just see him go, boom, drives into the box. Kevin De Bruyne cuts the ball back, goal. There was a moment, though, that he wasn't going to commit to the box. And that's something that we need to see more from Jack Grealish. We need Jack Grealish to be getting himself in the penalty area more. Especially because he's playing off the left and he's right-footed. When the ball comes off the left-hand side, like yesterday, he's going to have a good opportunity to score because you know what it's like. It's easier to whip it around the goalkeeper. So for me, I think, top performance from Jack Grealish yesterday. The Xtra Club, listen to this. The Xtra Club give Jack Grealish a 9.7. So as it stands, Jack Grealish is my man of the match and the Xtra Club man of the match. But will he hold on to that award? Okay, let's move on to Alvarez first, because I think Mahrez is going to be the one that may or may not be able to take the man of the match award away from Jack Grealish. I'm going to suspend. You know when you do the TV, when you're watching TV shows, right? And then it's like, who wants to be a millionaire? And they're just about to give you the answer. They go, we're going to an advert, right? That's what we're doing. In fact, have an advert, innit? There you go, go to an advert. Yo, that's mad, man. Like Chris Tarrant, innit? I'm like, is he still alive? Is he still alive? Yeah, he's still alive, isn't it? I'm just checking it. That it's still alive. Because if not, I would have paid my respects there. Right, okay, let's skip the ad. Yeah, just skip the ad in it. Right, let's go to Julian Alvarez, guys, before we go on to Riyad Mahrez. Then. So Julian Alvarez came in yesterday, and I just want to say this again because I said this on the watch along yesterday, and I think I might have said it in the review, but I think it's worth saying maybe 3 or 4 times. There was an unbelievable amount of pressure on this young kid's shoulders yesterday, even though he's actually older. I think he's older than Haaland, no? Alvarez. Oh, I got that the wrong way around. Yeah, he's older than Haaland. So kind of crazy. But unbelievable amounts of pressure on Alvarez yesterday. You've got to remember, yesterday was a must-win game. It was a must-win game. And he come into the team yesterday and everyone was waiting. We all know Alvarez is a mint player, don't we? Everyone here knows he's a mint player. But no one really, and we've always seen him in the World Cup, but we've not seen him play this top level game for City yet. So I think most people were waiting yesterday to see, is this guy it properly? We all thought he was, but this was the confirmation, and boy, did he deliver. These are his stats then from yesterday, guys. Julian Alvarez played 90 minutes in the game yesterday. 1 goal, 2 shots on target, 1 shot blocked. 1 dribble attempt, successful. 33 touches of the ball, 18 passes, 83% pass accuracy, misplaced only 3. 2 key passes, 1 long ball, which was successful, which obviously led to the Kevin De Bruyne goal. 2 ground duels, 1 out of 9. 10 times lost possession, made 1 clearance as well, and got dribbled past twice. Another one who had an absolutely brilliant performance. You know what's funny? I don't know if you guys were like this, but do you know for the Kevin De Bruyne goal where he got the ball off Jack Grealish? Kevin De Bruyne was making a run down the middle. Was anyone else like, pass the ball to Kev? Pass the ball to Kev? I think actually, if I go on the goal celebrations, I think you'll see me actually. I think you'll see me because I'm like, pass the ball to Kev. And I think when he passed it to Mahrez, I'm pretty sure I was like, no. Because I thought he should have passed it to Kevin De Bruyne because Kevin De Bruyne, a bit like Jota for the Liverpool goal, had just made a run straight through the middle of the Liverpool defence, and it was absolutely exceptional. And I thought he should have passed it to him, so it's quite funny actually. Yeah, a top performance. It really, really was. Bear me a second. Yeah, in fact, let me see if I can show you this, guys. Let me see if I can show you this. Here we go. Right, here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear this. This is obviously from yesterday. You hear this? No, you can't hear it. Oh, fucking rip. There is a way of doing it where you can hear it, but I'm not entirely sure how you fucking do it, man. It's a bit weird, man. Oh, here you go. Right, let me do it this way. The full robots, you know. But watch my reaction here. Watch my reaction here.
It's corner Liverpool early doors. Go.
So big. Come on, start hit the line. Nice ball.
What's this?
Inside.
Oh.
Send him.
No. That's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Go on,
Riyad.
Send him.
Square him.
Because you see, what happened is, right, that bit where I go, no, it's because I think that Alvarez should have played the ball through to Kevin De Bruyne in the end. He clearly made the right decision. And, yeah, it paid off in the end. But, yeah, and look, a top performance from Alvarez. Got the goal. Nice, obviously, it's tapping, but it was in the right areas. Thought he played really well. I think he played really well. Got the pre-assist for the second goal as well. In terms of Kev was offside, well, I don't know. That's why. You know, I'm not Pep Guardiola. Yeah. So in terms of a rating, do you think he was really good? Again, I think for me, it's one of them. Is he high 8s? Or is he low 9s? I'm sort of in the region of like 8.6 to 9.2. And I just don't know where on that scale to give him. Was in a great position for the assist. Probably could have had another goal if Gundogan, if you remember, I think this was at 0-0. The ball went over Kevin De Bruyne, brilliant ball over to Gundogan. Gundogan just had to pass the ball across the box to Alvarez. He was in the right position again. Unfortunately, Gundogan didn't get the pass right there. I think he deserves... I'm going to give him a 9. I think he deserves to be in the 9s. I do. I don't think he quite deserves up towards the Grealish and the Kev numbers. However, having said that, had Gundogan passed him the ball at 0-0, he would have put the ball in the back of the net. He would have had 2 goals yesterday and a pre-assist. So then he would have. So it's kind of difficult, but that's how the player ratings work. You know, it's just a little bit of a laugh. The Xtra Club give him a 9.1. So they're in the 9s as well. Again, you guys in the chat, I think 8.7 is the lowest I've seen. 8.6 is the lowest I've seen. 9.3 is that the highest I've seen? I don't think I've seen any 9.4s. Yeah, so 8.6 to 8 to 9.2 is your range. I think we're in agreement there. But let's do it, guys. Let's talk about Riyad Mahrez. Who is going to get man of the match? Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Let's get those likes past 300. Hit that thumbs up button. Over 400 people watching. But it's time now to do Riyad Mahrez. It's Grealish versus Mahrez for the Xtra Club man of the match. I've got Grealish at a 9.4. He's currently my man of the match. The Xtra Club have Grealish at a 9.7. Let's see. Riyad Mahrez, yesterday, 90 minutes played, 0 goals, 1 assist, 2 shots off target, 2 shots blocked, 5 dribble attempts, 2 successful, 62 passes, 53 successful. That's an 85% pass accuracy, guys. 6 key passes in the game. That's more than Kevin De Bruyne. 10 crosses, 1 successful, 4 long balls, all successful, 1 big chance created. He won 8 out of 13 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 22 times he lost possession, 1 foul, got fouled 5 times, and got tackled once there as well. Who deserves man of the match? There's no doubt in my mind that Riyad Mahrez is in the 9s for me. I thought it was absolutely incredible yesterday. Does he deserve to be man of the match, or is it Jack Grealish? And in fact, I'm going to do a poll in the chat, but I'm not going to look at the poll because I don't want to be influenced. Who was man of the match? I'll put KDB in there as well because KDB is quite high. Grealish, KDB, Mahrez. You know what? I'll throw Gundogan in there as well because Gundogan had a top performance, and you guys can have a vote in the chat. But I'm not going to look at the poll. I'm not going to look at the poll because I don't want to be influenced. For me, the man of the match, in my opinion, is between Grealish and Mahrez. As good as Gundogan was and as good as Kevin De Bruyne was, I thought our wingers yesterday were absolutely insane. Yo, Johnny Potty is my dad. Big up, man. Thank you for the yo. For me personally, I don't know. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I thought Mahrez, that was possibly one of his best performances in a Manchester City shirt. I know he's had bigger moments, goals, more important goals, probably more important assists and whatnot. But I thought in terms of his overall performance, I thought that was possibly one of his best performances ever for Manchester City. I thought he absolutely ruined Robertson. Robertson is a left back that I highly rate. I think he's mint. Mahrez absolutely destroyed him. Here's what I'm thinking. Mahrez got an assist. Jackie G got an assist. Mahrez didn't get any goals. Jackie G got a goal. But Jackie G also did that defensive run, which when he blocked the cross from Salah, which probably would have ended up in the back of the net, and that would have made it 2-0. I'm gonna give him. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm not going to give him a 9.4. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him a 9.5. I know in the chat, some people will be like, nah, LB, what you're saying? I think Riyad Mahrez yesterday was absolutely out of this world. I thought Jack Grealish was as well. And I know Jack Grealish got the goal. I know Jack Grealish did well defensively. But I'm just thinking, for me, my own opinion, for me, it's Mahrez. He's going to get my man of the match award. However, does he get the Xtra Club Man of the Match award. The Xtra Club gave Jack Grealish a 9.7. Riyad Mahrez got a 9.4. Jack Grealish is the man of the match for the Xtra Club with a 9.7 rating. Riyad Mahrez is my man of the match, and your man of the match in the chat was also Jack Grealish. So maybe I'm in the wrong here, but it's just opinions, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? I did 24% of you guys also agree with me though on Mahrez. 9% give it to Kevin De Bruyne, and 1% gave it to Ilkay Gundogan. So GG's to both of them. GG's to Riyad Mahrez. GG's to Jack Grealish. They were both absolutely exceptional. I thought our whole attacking unit was very, very good. And by that one little blemish, the Liverpool goal, it was almost a 10 out of 10 performance. It really, really was. It was absolutely incredible. Look, I know Liverpool are not the same Liverpool as previous years, right? I know they're not. But still, they're still a good team. They've still got a top manager. And to beat them 4-1 and beat them in the way that we beat them, I mean, I think on another day, I think we could have put like 6 or 7 past them. I do. I think we could have. Before we go, Pep Guardiola, match rating, and then we've got the referee. I mean, it's just a 10 out of 10, isn't it? Surely you're not giving Pep Guardiola anything less than a 10 out of 10. In my opinion, I think Pep Guardiola yesterday was brave. I think he was courageous. We spoke about this at length in the previews to this game, in the watch-alongs yesterday, and in the review. Pep Guardiola could have played it safe yesterday. He could have played Kyle Walker, Diaz, Stones, Ake, and said, no one inverts, chilling. He could have played Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva for that extra little bit of protection in midfield, that extra little bit of work rate, which would help us out. He didn't. He went, nah, fuck that. He went, nah, fuck that. No habla español. That's you know what I'm saying? It's no madness. He went, nah, I'm going to play an inverted fullback. I don't care if we're playing Liverpool. I don't care if this is a must-win game. I don't care if I'm taking a gamble. I'm going to play an inverted fullback. I don't need the extra protection for Bernardo Silva. I'll play Ilkay Gundogan. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. Absolutely exceptional management there from Pep Guardiola. And it's days like this and yesterday that when Pep Guardiola makes big decisions and gets them right, you have to give him praise, because when he makes big decisions and he gets them wrong, people are quick to jump on him. I am as well. You know what I mean? We're all fans. You know what I mean? He makes decisions, you criticize. That's how life works, yeah? But when he makes a big call and he gets it right, and not only gets it right, he gets it absolutely spot on to a point where the game yesterday was almost complete domination. You have to give him ultimate praises. Big up Nick Tower 14 says Pep handshake, Simicast to get in his head half time. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. I mean, I don't think there's much to do about nothing. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Literally nothing he did wrong. I thought it was absolutely brilliant management. The referee then, what do you make of the referee, guys? What do you make of the referee? I mean, it's a bit weird, wasn't it? I mean, he could have sent Rodri off. He probably could have sent Rodri off, but I thought he made a good decision there, obviously. But I do genuinely think it was a good decision. I think he could have sent him off. Liverpool fan players surrounded him. I think it was actually the correct call. I think he made the right decision. Probably should have booked Gakpo for diving. That was a dive simulation. You know what I mean? But I'm going to give him a fair score. You know, I'm not trying to beat up referees every time we do play rating stream. So I'll give him a 5.5. Yeah, I think he was all right. And that was it. Obviously, a couple of subs came on, but they come on with 5 or 6 minutes to go, so I ain't going to go through them. Look, guys, we have to continue this now. We're on a great run. 11 matches unbeaten, 7-match winning streak. Unfortunately, our clean sheet record is over, but it ain't the worst thing in the world. Winning is the game, and that's what it's all about, and we've got that win now. We go to Southampton next week. Will Haaland be fit? Will he not be fit? If he is fit, just play him. Just stick with Alvarez. That'll be a discussion that we'll be having all week, I'm sure. It's a bit of a bogey team. The last 7 or 8 games, we've only won 4. So, you know, it's around about a 50% win ratio against Southampton. It's not the best. Tricky team. They are. They can make it difficult for you. You know, St. Mary's can, on its day, be a tricky place to go. You know, the fans get up for it, and it's a night game, which it is, 5:30 kickoff. Can be a tricky place to go from time to time, and we do make it a little bit tricky. We've got to go there and be ruthless, brutal. We have to go there with this mad mentality of not just, I want to go there and win the game. You have to go there and sort of embrace this hatred of Southampton. You have to manifest it from somewhere. You've got to go there and go, I want to relegate these. I want to go out there. I want to embarrass these guys. Because that's what we need to try and do. We need to get ourselves up for it. It's no good going out to games just going, oh, we'll go out there and perform well. We've got to, because obviously we're in this position of chasing down Arsenal, right? We've got to now use every little bit of whatever energy we can cling on to that could potentially improve our performance. We got to do it. So we got to go there, man. And I know the 20th, I know the bottom of the league, but, you know, this is the Premier League. This is the Premier League. And they've shown us a few times that they can make it really, really difficult. So let's hope that the boys go and do it. It's going to be a good one, hopefully. Again, next weekend, it's a tricky one. Because remember, guys, for me, I've been saying this, right? You know, I'm not looking at Arsenal versus Leeds. I'm not looking at Arsenal versus Southampton or West Ham or Forest or Wolves. I've come to the point now, it's taken me a long time this season. I've come to the point that Arsenal are too good. I think Arsenal, these are the games Arsenal have left. Liverpool, in fact, I can put this on the screen for you, so it's probably a little bit easier for me to go through it. Share screen, Arsenal fixtures, boom. These are the fixtures Arsenal have left. Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton, City, which we have to win anyway, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Forest, Wolves. This is my honest opinion. Arsenal beat West Ham. They beat Southampton. They beat Forest. They beat Wolves. Brighton's a little bit one in the middle. Maybe a draw. Maybe they could get a draw. There's only, in my view, three games that I'm looking at Arsenal saying this is the game that we need to drop. That we need them to drop points. Because remember, if we win every single game, we have to beat Arsenal anyway. There's only 3 games. Liverpool, I think there's a realistic chance that they might not win there. Chelsea, especially if they sack Graham Potter, which is looking highly possible, and Newcastle. Maybe Brighton. But I'm looking at these 3. I think they beat West Ham. I think they beat Southampton. I think they beat these teams. They're too good. So what I'm saying is, there's 3 games left for Arsenal to drop points in. Because I think they beat the rest of them. So this weekend, City play Southampton on Saturday, 5:30. Liverpool host Arsenal on Sunday, 4:30. City have to beat Southampton and send Arsenal up to Merseyside, go into Anfield and saying, go and win at Anfield. Now, granted, my confidence in that is in Liverpool doing something after yesterday has taken a slight knock. And I think Liverpool also have Chelsea this week as well, which doesn't really help because that means they're only getting a few days rest. Yeah, they played on Tuesday. Not great, right? But they do have good recovery time. I'm looking at Liverpool, Chelsea, and Newcastle. Maybe Brighton. This weekend is going to be huge. We have to put the pressure on. We go again this weekend. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Let me just check. We've not got no more super chats or member chats. No, we're all good on that. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the player ratings, man. It's been a good one. Hoping to do a stream again tonight. I think Jordy Porditt will be back on it as well, which is going to be good. And hopefully me, Jordan, Hugh, maybe get some other people on. I'll message around, see if we can get some sort of good stream for you guys tonight for your Sunday evening. Let's just have a look at the chat though before we go. LB, but it's Anfield. Yeah, I know it's Anfield, bro, but you know, you can't help but take a little bit of a knock in confidence in Liverpool after they performed yesterday because they were absolutely shite yesterday. They were really, really bad. Their midfield will get overrun. That's one of the problems. They have Nunes, Diaz. Yeah, I mean, look, we're obviously doing a watch along for it on Sunday, so make sure you join us for that. But it's going to be a madness. People, hope you enjoyed the stream. If you have, make sure you drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. So if we go live tonight, which you probably will, you guys will be notified. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's very, very nice weather in Manchester today. We're going to go for a little walk, maybe hit a few pubs and that. I mean, have a good time. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys. Have a good one. And we'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye.